Hello friends, it is Danny. Welcome back to a very long awaited Danni Diaries episode. I just checked and I have not officially done a Danni Diaries video since before NaNoWriMo, which was 2 months ago now, November. But the official Danni Diaries episodes, regardless of my nano vlogs, the last one I did was September. It's been a hot minute. So yes, it has been a while. I have some things to update you on. This is just another Danni Diaries update video. There's no specific topic. I'm gonna jump right in because there are 4 or 5-ish things that I want to talk about. So the first thing, let's go back to November because that's the last time you guys technically saw me in a Danni Diaries. I say that because my nano vlogs technically didn't count as a Danni Diaries, but it was included in my playlist because it was writing related. NaNoWriMo 2017 was a bust. There was just too much going on. Was recovering from my leg surgery. I had a port inserted into my chest, which is now out because I got an infection, and so now this is in instead, and there's a needle in my arm. Yes, Kate, so that's that. That's why the bandage is there, and it's going to be there in every one of my videos now. So, I need to find a way to fancy up this get up. Besides the point, so Nano was a total bust. I was doing school on top of surgeries that had happened, and school was kicking my ass, to the point where I wrote 10,000 words for school-related assignments, which I did not count towards my nano goal. At the end of NaNoWriMo 2017, I had accumulated 37,520 words for Space Peter Pan. I don't think the number of words that I've written for that has improved very much, if at all. I kind of put it on the back burner after Nano happened and just continued on with schoolwork, and then I got sick, and then yeah, so I really haven't touched it since, and I still haven't figured out where I want to go with the end of that story. I'm about 3/4 of the way through, trying to lead up to the major plot point, the big hill before the end, right? And that has not been easy. I have not been able to figure out how I want to get there. I have a couple different options, and right now I just don't feel like settling down and picking an idea, so I have not touched that story since. Number 3 on my 19 before 19 is to finish Space Peter Pan. That is a goal. Like I said, Space Peter Pan is on hold, but that does not mean that I am not writing. The updates on Blue, the last I heard right before Christmas, NSP, my publishing people who are publishing my short story, Blue, they said that they were working on holiday stories and things that were kind of backdated, and that my release date is moving to June, so it'll be the beginning of June instead of the end of May. And so I will be getting edits at some point before April because my final edits and things have to be in before April. So that's, the only news I got. I have not been working on the Manny either. I think I've told you guys about this new LGBTNA story, which I've dubbed the Manny. I haven't been working on that either. I don't even remember where I left off in that. I haven't been working on a lot until recently, until the end of December. End of December hit, and I was feeling like writing. So I finished up putting in all of the edits for Speak Now. If you guys have been around Danni Diaries for a while, you know that Speak Now was my 2016 nano project, and I finished it after 3 months post nano 2017, so March, question mark. I think I finished it the end of January, beginning of February this past year, 2017. I finished it, I printed it all off, I went through that physical copy and wrote out my edits, and then it was about putting the edits from paper into Nessie, into Scrivener for my second draft. It took me forever to finally just hunker down and be like, no, you need to put these edits in so you can give it another read through and see if there's anything else you want to change. And I did that. I finished the second draft, finished all the inputs and everything, and then I was like, do another read through. So I did another read through. But then I wasn't sure that I was ready to send it off. It's my baby. I'm not ready to just be like, here world, this is my book. Whereas like, what do I do? Consult Twitter. That's what I do. Consulted Twitter and I'm like, okay, so I've done a second draft. What do I do now? Do I send it off on a query? Like, do I find a beta reader? I wasn't sure that I wanted to find a beta reader because I was scared that by sending it to them, it was like, oh, somebody's reading my book. Now it's a real thing. No, this thing was just mine and I wasn't ready to share it yet. But then, I got told by a bunch of people that I should have a second set of eyes on it, which makes total sense. But like, to me, I wasn't ready, but then I knew I needed to be. So I put on my big girl pants and I went in search of a beta reader. The one person that has read Speak Now, as of now, is Natalie from Pickle Tarts Books. And she is an author. She wrote Chloe Diller. She's amazing. So I sent it to her at the end of December, and then I waited. And I just kind of sat and I was like, I really hope Nat likes this book. Like, I hope that it's not just me who likes this book. When Nat finally said, hey, I'm done with your book, I was like, oh my god, she's read it in full. Oh my, and then she sent me the message and she's like, I loved your book. And I was like, one problem. I have a Mac. I use Scrivener. Nat is a Windows user, which is not a bad thing. But the problem is, in order to open and see all of her notes that she's left me in this Word document, I have to consult my school computer, which is Petunia. So I have to sit here like this, with this computer open like this, to see the notes, and then I have to cross-reference and go in here and edit the notes in, or like check and make sure that everything's good and formatted and whatnot. It's a task. It is a feat. It is a mammoth. But I love Nat's commentary because like, it's so reassuring to me that she's enjoying it as I'm going through. She's like, I can't stop. I don't want to stop. I love it. And I'm like, this is the kind of reaction that I want from this book to be a book. As you can see from my Scrivener doc, I now have 3 drafts. Draft 3 includes all of Nat's notes, critiques, and everything that she's asked me to not necessarily change, but she's asked me to put more into it. So now I'm at the point where I'm like, chapter 21 is becoming chapter 22, and everything after chapter 22 is moving ahead a chapter. She's asked me to insert things, but like, they don't make sense with the chapters surrounding it, so it has to be a whole new chapter. After this draft of Speak Now, with the edits and commentary critiques that I get from Nat, I'm gonna ask Hannah for some critiques. I might send it out to one more beta reader post draft 3 to see what they think. I think after that, I'm more than ready to start querying. And I am petrified again because this time it's like, I need to find an agent before I can find a publisher. And I'm like, I have people in mind. I'm just not ready to let my baby go. But I know that if I don't let go and send her off, she's never gonna grow up and become an actual book. You know, that's the dilemma I am in. I'm in the writer-parent mode where I'm like, don't go, don't leave, but please leave. So that's what I'm doing now. I just finished my exam, my second exam today. Everything went great, I think. Now I have until May to do writing. Taking a break from school because this first semester was a whirlwind and a half, and I wanted a break. I have 5 years to complete my program, so I like suspended my program for a semester to then go back in May, and then I'll take it through the summer classes. But that gives me from now until May to focus on Speak Now and any other writing projects that I want. So there will be more Danni Diaries in the future. The last thing that I wanted to talk about is the fact that if you watch my channel, I'm obsessed with bullet journaling. This is my normal bullet journal. I'm about halfway through it. I love it to the moon and back. I don't want to include my writing statistics and things that I want to track in that bullet journal. You get where I'm going here? I got a bullet journal for Christmas from Tyler, and it's a smaller bullet journal. It's a paperback bullet journal from Amazon. I'll link it down below. But I've decided that I'm gonna make it a writing bullet journal. That is the only page in there that I have completed. I don't know how to format this writing journal. I can either format it like I do with my normal bullet journal, which is go like month by month and track my statistics, or I could break it up by story. But I feel like breaking it up by story is like just 3 other trackers that I have to try and remember, and so I'm not sure that I want to do that. But like, I don't want to just track how much I'm writing or when I'm writing or things like that. I want to track when I'm editing and how much I get done during an edit or how many hours I've spent doing that. Like, there's no bullet journal videos out there that I have found so far that have a detailed, like, writer's bullet journal that I want to adopt as my own and then create in mine, you know? And I don't know how I want to format it. So if you have a writer's bullet journal or even a writer's notebook and you know how I should format this in the simplest way to track all things, let me know, because I'm kind of stuck and I'd love some advice. But that has been an eventful September to now. I'm gonna be doing more frequent Danni Diaries episodes. Comment down below if there's anything you want me to talk about in some Danni Diaries episodes, or if there's like any questions you have, and if I get enough questions I could do a Q&A, like 2018 Q&A. That is it for this video, and whatever my next video is, I'll see you guys in that one.